계속 이렇게 너무너무 궁금해지기 때문에 이 대본으로 작품을 나중에 만들면
Lovely viewers, today's story is one that goes straight to the heart and lingers there, because it isn't just about glamour, fame, or big events. It's about truth, vulnerability, and the beauty of sharing life as it unfolds. Yes, we are talking about none other than Song Hye Kyo herself, who recently opened up in the most candid way about her parenting journey with Lee Min-ho. And let me tell you, fans around the world are not just reacting, they are getting emotional, tearing up, and celebrating the raw honesty she poured into her words. This isn't just her story, it's also ours, because it reminds us of the universal struggles, joys, and triumphs of raising a child. Imagine this, lovely viewers. For so long, the world has admired Song Hye Kyo as the queen of K-drama, a woman of elegance, grace, and breathtaking talent. We've seen her shine on red carpets, steal scenes in dramas, and hold her place as one of Asia's most admired stars. But behind the spotlight, there is a woman who now wears a new crown, the crown of motherhood. And for the first time, she pulled back the curtain to let fans into that deeply personal side of her life, showing that even icons like her navigate the late nights, the worries, and the small, tender joys of parenting. In her candid talk, Hye Kyo didn't sugarcoat it. She admitted that parenting alongside Lee Min-ho has been both a beautiful blessing and a learning curve. She laughed softly as she confessed, "There are days when we both look at each other and say, we don't know what we're doing," and fans couldn't help but smile through their tears at the relatability of that statement. Haven't we all had moments in life where we felt unprepared but carried on because love gave us the strength? That's exactly the emotion she tapped into. And of course, she shared about Min-ho's role in this journey. Her eyes reportedly softened as she spoke, her voice full of warmth when she described him as the kind of father every child dreams of having. She said he wakes up in the middle of the night to check on the baby, sings lullabies in his deep voice, and even changes diapers without hesitation. Sometimes, she confessed, I just watch him and think, this is the man I'm raising a family with. And it overwhelms me. Lovely viewers, can you feel the weight of that? The kind of love that doesn't come from grand gestures alone, but from the little everyday acts of care and devotion. Fans reacted instantly, flooding timelines with emotional posts. One fan tweeted, "Hearing Hye Kyo talk about parenting makes me cry. She's so real, so honest, and seeing her happy with Min-ho is everything." Another wrote, "They are showing us that love doesn't end at the wedding. It grows deeper when you raise a child together." And yet another posted, "I've admired Hye Kyo as an actress, but now I admire her even more as a mother." Lovely viewers, isn't it beautiful how her honesty touches hearts across the world? But her story wasn't just about joy. It was also about vulnerability. She admitted that there are days when she feels tired, days when she wonders if she's doing enough, days when the weight of motherhood feels heavy. She shared that during those moments, Min-ho is her anchor, reminding her that they are a team, that they're learning together, and that perfection isn't the goal. Love is. That confession struck a chord with parents everywhere, because isn't that the truth of parenting? It's messy, imperfect, but filled with moments of indescribable beauty. Lovely viewers, can you picture the scene? Song Hye Kyo sitting there, not as a star draped in designer gowns, but as a woman, a wife, a mother, speaking straight from her heart. She spoke about the little milestones that melt her heart, the baby's first smile, the way tiny fingers curl around hers, the laughter that fills the house. She said those moments remind her that the sleepless nights are worth it, that the worries fade in the presence of joy. Fans described her words as healing, saying they felt like listening to a friend rather than a celebrity. And of course, she didn't leave out her gratitude to fans. She acknowledged the overwhelming love and support they've shown, saying, "Our baby is already so loved by millions, and that is something we will never take for granted." She promised to continue sharing little glimpses of their journey, not for attention, but as a way of staying connected to the people who have supported her and Min-ho through every chapter of their lives. Lovely viewers, doesn't it feel like we're all sitting with her in a cozy living room, hearing her speak from the heart, feeling her honesty wrap around us like a warm blanket? This isn't just a story about celebrities. It's about love, family, vulnerability, and strength. Song Hye Kyo's candidness reminds us that even the brightest stars are human, that even the most admired couples face the same joys and struggles as anyone else, and that parenting is a journey where love is the greatest guide. When she shared those moments of joy and vulnerability, she gave us more than an update. She gave us a piece of herself, and that's why fans all over the world are still so emotional about it. After her candid words, the floodgates of fan emotions truly opened. Online communities began to overflow with personal stories, with fans saying things like, "Listening to Hye Kyo gave me courage as a new parent," or "She reminded me that I'm not alone in my struggles." Parents from different corners of the globe related so deeply that they began exchanging parenting tips under posts about her, creating little online support groups born from the inspiration of her honesty. Isn't that beautiful, lovely viewers? To think that her vulnerability not only touched hearts but also built bridges between strangers, uniting them in shared experiences. And let's not forget the emotional impact her words had on Min Ho's fans too. Many of them had always admired him as an actor, but now they were admiring him even more as a father and partner. One fan wrote, "I thought I couldn't love Min Ho more, but hearing Hye Kyo describe the way he cares for their baby made me cry. He is the example of what a loving father should be." Another added, "It feels like he's living his most important role, not on screen but in real life." Lovely viewers, doesn't that give you chills? The idea that the role of a lifetime isn't always a scripted one, but the one played out in the home, in the quiet moments of care. Of course, her candidness also led to tender speculation about their day-to-day life as parents. Fans imagined Min Ho late at night, pacing the floor with the baby in his arms, whispering lullabies in his deep voice. Others pictured Hye Kyo sitting by the crib, smiling softly as she watched both father and child drift off to sleep together. These images became like living dreams for fans, who shared fan art, short stories, and even edited video montages of the couple as parents, drawing inspiration from her words. It was as if her honesty gave everyone permission to imagine more deeply, to connect more intimately with her journey. Lovely viewers, what made this even more special is that Hye Kyo didn't just paint a picture of perfection. She emphasized the reality of partnership. She said there were moments when she and Min Ho disagreed on small things like bedtime routines or feeding schedules, but instead of letting it divide them, they used those moments to learn more about each other. She laughed as she admitted, "Sometimes he insists he knows better because he read an article online, and I just shake my head and tell him, 'Trust me, I've got this.'" Fans adored that honesty because it showed them as real, as playful, and as relatable as any other couple navigating parenthood. The impact of her words reached beyond fans. Parenting experts and columnists in Korea even praised her openness, saying, "Song Hye Kyo has done something powerful. She has shown that even in the glitz of stardom, parenting is universal. Her voice can normalize conversations about the challenges and beauty of motherhood." That recognition only added to the respect she already held, now not only as an actress but also as a role model for parents. And let's not overlook the way her honesty deepened her bond with fans. Many said they felt closer to her than ever before. One longtime fan posted, "I've admired her for decades, but this was the first time I felt like she was sitting next to me as a friend, telling me about her life." Isn't that something, lovely viewers? How one person's vulnerability can break down the barriers between celebrity and audience, making us all feel like we are part of her circle, part of her family. Perhaps the most emotional part of her story was when she spoke about what she wants her child to know one day. She said, "I want them to grow up knowing that their father and I gave them love in every form, not just in the big celebrations but in the quiet moments too. I want them to know that we are learning with them, growing with them, and that our greatest dream is for them to feel secure, happy, and loved." Those words left fans in tears, with many commenting that they sounded like lines from a movie, only more real, more heartfelt, and more lasting. Lovely viewers, doesn't it feel as though Hye Kyo has given us all a gift by sharing this side of her life? Her candidness is more than just a glimpse into her parenting. It's a reminder that love, partnership, and vulnerability are the keys to building a family, no matter who you are or where you come from. And as fans continue to celebrate her honesty, they're also carrying those lessons into their own lives, making her story truly inclusive, truly universal. When Song Hye Kyo opened her heart and gave the world that glimpse into her parenting journey, it was only natural that everyone began to wonder how Lee Min-ho himself might react. After all, her words painted him as a tender, devoted father, and fans were eager to see if he would acknowledge her candidness. And as many suspected, Min-ho didn't stay silent. In one of his recent interviews, when asked about Hye Kyo's openness, he smiled in that signature gentle way of his and said, "I didn't know she would share so much, but I'm glad she did. Parenting isn't something we do for recognition, but if her words made someone feel encouraged or less alone, then that makes us both very happy." Lovely viewers, can you imagine the audience's reaction? There were gasps, applause, and even tears in some corners of the room. It was as if Min-ho had confirmed everything fans already believed, that their love story has become a story for everyone. And that's the magic, isn't it? Fans weren't just celebrating Hye Kyo's openness anymore. They were celebrating the way Min-ho supported her vulnerability. People online called them a power couple of love and parenting, and hashtags like #parentgoals and #HyeKyoMinhoFamily started trending again across platforms. One fan wrote, "I don't cry easily, but watching them speak about each other and their child makes me feel like family matters most, no matter what." Doesn't that just warm your heart, lovely viewers? What's even more moving is how their candidness has begun to shape broader conversations in society. Parenting bloggers started creating content inspired by them, pointing out how refreshing it is to see high-profile figures openly discuss the joys and struggles of raising a child. It wasn't about perfection, it was about authenticity. Parents from different cultures started saying, "If Hye Kyo can admit that she and Min-ho sometimes argue about bedtime routines, then maybe it's okay that my partner and I do too. It doesn't mean we're failing. It means we're normal." Isn't that inclusive and healing in its own way? Lovely viewers, beyond the interviews and social media buzz, there's also the subtle way this openness has strengthened their relationship in the public eye. When fans see them at events now, they don't just see actors. They see partners who are walking through life's most beautiful and challenging journey together. Imagine them arriving at a premiere. Min-ho gently placing his hand at the small of her back, Hye Kyo giving him that look of gratitude only someone deeply understood can give, and the cameras flashing not just at stars but at a love story in motion. Fans swoon not only because of their looks, but because they know the deeper truth, that these two share midnight diaper changes, laughter over baby giggles, and whispered promises in the quiet of their home. And let's not forget the child at the center of it all, the reason behind their candidness. Fans can't help but picture the baby growing up surrounded by that love, that teamwork, that sense of unity. Some even joked online saying, "That baby doesn't know they already have millions of honorary aunties and uncles around the world." Isn't that true, lovely viewers? Haven't we all, in some way, become emotionally invested in this family's happiness? The inclusivity of their story is what makes it so powerful. It's not just for fans of K-dramas, not just for Korean viewers, but for anyone who has ever loved, parented, or dreamed of building a family. Their words and actions resonate across cultures, across languages, across personal experiences, reminding us that at the core, we are all striving for the same thing: love, connection, and belonging. And yet, this story still feels like it's only beginning. Fans are already anticipating the next moment when either Min-ho or Hye Kyo will share more glimpses into their parenting journey. Will it be another heartfelt interview? Will it be a sweet, candid photo shared online? Or maybe even a surprise documentary capturing their life as new parents? The possibilities are endless, and fans are holding on to every hint, every word, every gesture. Lovely viewers, doesn't it feel like we are walking alongside them in this journey? As if every revelation is not just theirs, but ours to share, to feel, to celebrate. Their story has become a communal story, one that belongs to all of us, one that reminds us to cherish the people we love and to hold on tightly to the bonds that matter most.